High on Life is easily the most divisive game I have covered on this channel. There is now two particular reasons why that is. One, we will cover later on, but the second is something I feel like needs to be addressed first. Justin Roiland, the founder of Squanch Games and the voice of many characters in this game, he is facing domestic violence charges. And he has been accused of predatory behavior from fans when they were minors. It should go without saying that this is scummy behavior and should not be supported. While Justin Roiland is the co-founder and CEO of Squanch Games and the head creator of High on Life, there was also a team of talented developers who spent 3 to 4 years of their lives working on this project. This video was in production before the allegations came out, and we did consider shelving it, but hopefully this preamble adds some much needed context to everything. Now on to the normal review. High on Life is a comedy sci-fi first-person shooter. Sounds like a weird combination, and yeah, it is for a really weird game. It opens with a retro shooter called Buck Thunder 2 Xenoslaughter. This whole section functions as a tutorial, and it also perfectly sets the tone for the whole experience going forward. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? Well, you run around shooting your ex-wife's alien hive mind lovers while your divorce attorney Phil is calling in and providing commentary. It feels like a skit pulled straight from Rick and Morty. Some people will love that, and others will hate it.
An alien spaceship landed in your ex-wife's backyard. She fell in love with the leader, and it turns out they're all a hive mind, so she's fucking all of them. What are the odds? I know that's probably what you're thinking, but just get out there and kill them, Buck. It's all you can do. Over and out.
This is one of the reasons I had mentioned earlier. The style of comedy. It feels weird to be talking about this before the rest of the gameplay in a game review, but it is one of the most important topics when it comes to covering High on Life. That's because you can't avoid it. Yeah, you can turn down the frequency your guns talk to you in combat, and don't get me wrong, that's a great option to have, but it's like slapping a tiny band-aid on when your hand gets chopped off. Like, yeah, it's doing something, I'm sure, but I can't help but feel like it's not enough. Because the issue isn't necessarily just that one aspect. The issue is the combination of them all. Everywhere you turn, that style of comedy is right there in your face.
You can buy illegal things from me.
What's that guy?
Here's what's up. My name's Stan, and I sell vials of alien cum. I know that's probably not what you wanted to hear when you walked over here. You wanted cum or what?
Wait, hold the phone. What the fuck? You sell alien cum?
I know it's gross, but calm down. My name is Stan, and I sell horrendous amounts of all sorts of alien cum, and we're just gonna have to live with that knowledge together now.
Again, some people will love that it feels like a 10+ hour long Rick and Morty episode. Many others will not. Now that the most polarizing part of the game is out of the way, let's talk about the combat. It's alright. The combat arenas can be interesting, the enemy variety is seriously lacking outside of the different boss fights, and the different weapon types are fun to mess around with, even though I found myself sticking with the basic starting pistol most of the time. Let's focus on the weapons first, since they are one of the biggest marketing points. Each weapon you collect is an alien species known as a Gatlian. There are 6 of them total you get throughout the game, and each one is a different weapon type with a different alternate fire mode. Like I said before, they are fun to mess around with and will need to be used for traversing the environment, but in combat itself, I found it better to stick with Kenny, which is the gun you get in the beginning of the game. The combat loop itself isn't very noteworthy either. The gunplay is serviceable, but it's not enough to be a selling point. The movement feels clunky, and you lose nearly all of your momentum when jumping, which regular viewers will know is a pet peeve of mine, and I realize it sounds like there isn't much I like, and yeah, that's kind of true. When I took a critical eye to each of the elements of High on Life, I was able to find plenty of flaws. But mid-gameplay, my mind wasn't focused on any of that, and I did find myself having fun. It truly is greater than the sum of its parts. And yet, I still couldn't bring myself to actually finish it. I'm sure I will revisit it at some point, but the comedy was exhausting, and I found myself burnt out after playing it. This isn't something everyone will experience, but it happened to me and I felt like I should share it. Some of you might ask why I feel comfortable reviewing a game I didn't complete, and that is a valid question. The answer is what I said before. I got burnt out. I got over halfway through the game, and the most revolutionary thing they introduced to me as the player was a lackluster jetpack. There wasn't enough of an incentive to keep me playing since the story is all but engaging and there's really no reward system. When I boot the game up, I know I will have fun, but the biggest challenge of High on Life is bringing myself to launch the game in the first place. Thank you for watching InputSource. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. If you have any feedback or video ideas, send us an email here and check out the description for game links and other recommended videos. Once again, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.